Hello and welcome to another part of my collection. I'm your Mr. Venom 1974, and you see, this is the first screen of my NES collection. I will show you my entire collection. I think I've got approximately 100 cartridges. So we start with the first lineup, or first starting six, if you want to call it. On the top row, where's a free card. I think it's typical PAL exclusive to Europe. It contains Super Mario Bros. 1, Tetris, and World Cup. Super Mario Bros. 1 is an instant classic. If you don't know the Mario Bros., shame on you, you're not a gamer. The first installment is an awesome game. I think it's still one of the best Mario games of all time. It's an instant classic, nevertheless. If you ever have seen Giana Sisters, you can say it's a rip-off of Mario Brothers, and whereas so many levels from the first installment in Giana Sisters, you will love both games. Tetris, of course, Tetris is an instant classic. It's a legend. I think in 50 years, people will play Tetris. You have to choose your blocks and put them in lines, and when it's clear and when the line disappears, it's really fun. It's a great version, also on the NES. The World Cup game is nice. I think it's one of the famous series, and it's absolutely playable. So this card, I think it came with the later installments of NES console sets. It's an instant classic. I got it really cheap, and I think it was one of the first cartridges I got for my NES. If you want to know, I think I own an NES just for 5 years or so. I started my console career with a Super Nintendo and not with a NES, so I started with a SNES. But I think I love the system. This is really great, and I think you see on some games and you see on the history why this game system saves North America from a video game crash. It's really important. Here in Europe, we don't suffer on the video game crash. So after the end of Philips Magnavox Odyssey systems and Atari, ColecoVision and Television, by the way, only Atari was really famous in Europe. We got the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad CPC, the Commodore 64, of course, when the Amiga system, also the MSX system, was really famous in some parts of Europe, so there was no lack of video games, just to inform you. The next installment is Duck Hunt. It's also a classic. You see, it's one of our black box games, and I think I still love this game. It's really unique. You have to shoot ducks, and I think the dog is really famous for mocking you. It's still a classic. It's really playable. It's really awesome. Donkey Kong Classics contains Donkey Kong 1 and 2, and we are absolutely arcade perfect. I think Donkey Kong was the first game where Mario, Jumpman, has its first job, and this time he doesn't rescue Peach or Toadstool. He rescues Pauline, and I think Nintendo make GBA game, I think, with Pauline. We also need Pauline in a Smash Bros. Series. I think we want Pauline versus Peach. Pauline disappeared from the Mario universe, and nobody is interested in her. Yeah, bad luck. Donkey Kong 1 is a classic. Donkey Kong 2 or Donkey Kong Jr., you play as Donkey Kong Jr., and I think Nintendo said that Donkey Kong Jr. is the later Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong 64. And this time you have to rescue Donkey Kong from the evil Mario. I think it's the first time, or the only time, when Mario was the villain, and it's a classic. The NES version, where both games are arcade perfect, so what you're waiting for, get them. They're so good. Donkey Kong 3 is a different game, but I think this will be in later videos a topic. Super Mario Bros. 1. It's a classic. It's a highlight. It's one of the reasons the NES became famous, and this is really an awesome game. Super Mario Bros. 2. With the invention of the internet, we know that isn't a Super Mario game at all. But it doesn't bother me. I think I like this game. I think it's a really, really good game. It is really different from the first one. Okay, now we know because it isn't a Mario game. But it's really, really good, and I think it brought so many things to the table that the series in the later installments or on the other platforms need, and it's really good. So I was a fan of the second part. I don't know how do you like it. Maybe just comment about it. But I think this is a really good game, and the highlight of the series. I think one of the best games on the NES. Super Mario Bros. 3 is an all-star hit, and this game is a pure masterpiece. If you are not a fan of jump and run games, you are not a fan of Mario, do yourself a favor and play this title. This title is simply awesome and is a very good step to the right direction. You know, the next part was Super Mario Land. Super Mario World, no? Sorry. On the Super NES. And Super Mario Bros. 3 is a classic. It's a pure masterpiece. Believe me. Just play it. It's every second worth it. Now to the second 6. Low G-Man is an interesting jump and run. G is the term for gravity, and gravity is a really important thing in this game. So you control your little hero, and it differs on the gravity, how you can do it, how you can solve puzzles. It's not one of the greatest games of all time, okay, but it's absolutely playable. Pro Wrestling, you see, it's a black box game, and this game is absolutely amazing. You have different characters, different looks, you have real wrestling moves, and where so many things that was really new to the genre was in this game. So I didn't expect that, and believe me, this is a great game. So if you are interested in wrestling, go and get it. It's really good. Marble Madness. You have this marble and you have to put it through mazes to an end. And it's really, really good. I know it from other systems. It was really new to me on the NES. And this version is really, really good. I think it's one of the best versions I see from this game. And go and get it. It's really good. I was amazed how good it is. The Legend of Zelda. It's still one of the greatest games of all time. For me, it's standard. Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, and The Legend of Zelda 1. These are my 3 top Zelda games till today, and Zelda 1 is an instant classic. It's action RPG at its best. If you ever played this game, just play it, just for the moment. It's that damn good. The Adventure of Link, Zelda 2, is a mixed bag. It has the same problems like Simon's Quest, where some strange riddles and puzzles, and it was really different from the first one. It changed the perspective, it changed so many things. After some years of disliking this title, I think give this title a chance. I think last year or so I played it through again, and it's better now. I think it's good. It's not great or superb, but it's a good game. Just give it a chance. It's a little bit different, to be honest. So if you like Zelda 1, well, a lot of step backs to Zelda 2. But Zelda 2 was good in looking in the future, by the way, but it's really different. And the ripped cartridge, I hope I got a cartridge with a complete instant intact label. This is Kung Fu, better known as Kung Fu Master, and the NES version of this arcade game is really perfect. I was impressed, so I want to get it, and I get this cartridge due to the fact it has a problem. You see that. Really cheap, so for 1 or 2 euros, so I get it. And it's really arcade perfect. I was impressed, and I think I played it in the arcades, and now I have this perfect version. So, this was the first part of my NES collection. Believe me, there will be more. I'm your Mr. Venom 1974. If you like this video, please rate, leave a comment, subscribe if you want, and see you in part 2.